Squatch Senior here back again on EM. Got a few things taken off. Everything is pretty well stripped except the sleeves. I got to get them pulled out. Before I can do that, I'm going to have to make me a disc for the bottom. Got that all set up pretty much in the other shop with the lathe. So it's probably getting into the most glamorous part of any overhauls of cleaning. So we probably won't be doing a whole lot of filming on this. We have mic'd the rods and stuff. They are, everything was within spec, within the mid-range of spec, to be truthful with you. And the main bearings also weren't too bad. Mic'd all the journals they were right at the top end of loose. Everything had 2,000 so under on it already. So I'm going to do a crank grind on it anyway, and 10,000 should clean everything up on this. Anyway, we'll go back up to the other shop and get started on a sleeve puller. Okay, here I am at the other shop again. I guess you could call this our fabrication bench. This has kind of been happening here in the past a little bit. You can see some of the X231 stuff here that Squatch has been working on. Anyway, we've got some miscellaneous discs already made up, but as it goes, you never have the one you need. So if we need one, we just make another one. We do stamp them. It's hard to see on this, but we had a Ford 8N tractor we redid. Here's one for an IHH Cat D2 3400. So anyway, we make these up as we need them. So far, we haven't had to use them again. Seems like everything we do is a new adventure. So then we do have the number and letter stamps. We stamp what they're for. So if we need to find one in the future, we can just go and pick it up. Anyway, I'm going to get this here piece. I got a aluminum disc here I'm going to try. Everything here is good. I'm just going to have to take a little bit off the outside and do a step in here to fit the sleeve. I got a nut bolt washer I'm just going to put through the center here, tighten her down, clamp her on the lathe, and see what we can turn out. Okay, I've got the piece set up in the lathe. As you can see, I put the bolt through a big washer, tightened it in with the nut on the bottom side here. Then I just took the 3-jaw chuck, clamped to the nut. Plenty true for what I need for this, as long as it fits on the sleeve. First procedure, you can see I just started to cut here to get indexed and stuff. I got to take this down to 4.125, which is the bore of that M. I might go to just a few thousandths under that just to make sure I got clearance. After I get my step made, then I'll take the OD out to make sure it fits into the block. Anyway, let's have a go at her. We'll just sneak up on this till I get it where I want. So I'll probably stop right here and do a measurement. I probably won't get back on this till I got it all turned out. See if I can get this done here today. So, till later. Okay, I'm doing a last cut, just kind of a cleanup cut, and we'll see. Probably just take this out and test her. Okay, cutter bit is cleared the piece. I'll just take a file and I'll just kind of roll that back burr off there. Doesn't take much just to get the sharpness out of her. Surface looks pretty good, which doesn't have to be good for this. So I took My step down just a little bit smaller than 2.125, and about 2.30 here. So it's not much of a step. That sleeve is pretty skinny, so we'll take this out and give her a test. What I do before I take this out, I'm going to index it with the chuck. Now I'll usually do a mark right here, and then I'll just do a mark here. That way, if I need to take a little bit more out, I can put it back in the same position. It doesn't have to be perfect for this, but I like to make them close. Let's go test this. Okay, here we are back at the engine. Got the block flipped upside down so I can see my clearances. Let's slide this in and see what we come up with. Okay, I can see, it looks like I've got, okay, let's have a good look at this. It looks like there's clearance all the way around. I think I'm about ready just to give her a test. We'll get all the blocking and everything set up and see if we can pull a sleeve. Okay, got my plate down the bottom. Got a piece of all thread rod through there. Nut on the bottom so the shaft can turn in there, but the nut isn't captured, so I'm not sure if, I'm hoping I can just turn up here, that stays and pulls the sleeve. I've got some blocking for spacers. You got to make sure you miss the sleeve here, so that's why some of this stuff is a little bit of angled from the other, but let's give her a try and see what happens. First thing I'm going to do is just see if this here will just start pulling right here. If I'm lucky, this will all I need to do. I can see it moving. Oh yeah. We'll just pull her until she gets up to the plate or until she frees up. Okay, I think she's freeing up. It feels like that plate is starting to spin on the bottom too. So I think as long as we got her this far, let's see if I can make her all the way up to the plate there. Yeah, I think she might be free. I think from there I can tip her over, tap on my plate, and she should slide right out, because basically these aren't a real press, they're just kind of a sliding press. So as long as I get them that far, I know I have it made. Okay, I got the block rolled over. I'll slide my puller sleeve inside. Well, that's a nice fit, I like that. Then I got a dead blow hammer and a block of wood. Let's just see what happens here. Sliding right down. Okay, there it is. Everything's working the way it should. You can see how that little relief I got on there. It all slides in there real good. I don't see any galling on the outside, so I think we're good to go. What I'll do, I'll pop all of these up like I did this one. Then I'll roll her upside down and finish them out that way instead of going back and forth with the block. So anyway, I think we got her made now. Okay, I've got the head set up on the bench. First thing I'm going to do is probably just take a couple of pictures of my cell phone just for reference, so where parts go back in. Do have some oil fittings here, over there, and on the other end. They have certain directions they face and different sizes, so this will give me a reference to where they go back in without a lot of guessing. I'll start ripping studs out, all that stuff. I'll get the head down to where I can handle it a little bit better. Then we'll get into the valves. Okay, I've got all the line fittings off, all the brass pieces. I did do one stud. I've got this nifty little tool here. It's just kind of a wedge action. It's got a knurled piece. It's two different sizes of studs. You can just fit whatever one fits in. This one I use a smaller one. And what you do is you slide it in. Stay away from your threads. Then you just cam this around. It works on the cam action. And that knurled side will bite into the stud. Then you just start turning her works slick. Works good. Now I'm into the exhaust manifold, intake manifold studs. There's not enough meat here. I would probably be into the threads with that knurl on that extraction tool. So what I do, I just do a double nut. I just screw one on, make sure you got full thread on all of them. You tighten them both down tight against each other. And then you just take the bottom one where it would tighten into this one, and you just start, see if she'll come loose. Okay, I got that one turning. Once they turn, you have it made. We just hope we don't break any off. That's the way I go about taking studs out. Two different methods there. Okay, as you can see, I've started taking the valves out. I've got my keeper board here, keep everything organized. A couple different methods of doing it here. There is the hammer socket method and the valve spring compressor method. I'll show you how I do either one, just for demonstration purposes. But with the hammer and socket method, I will just go and hammer until the keepers come out. Just like that. As you can see, there's the keepers. You just set them on the board. Got the valve spring with the cap. This is exhaust valve. It has a rotator assembly in. We'll make sure we get that in the right order here. Now to use the valve spring compressor, what I'll do, a lot of times I'll just take a socket and hammer and just kind of loosen to make sure the keepers are loosened up in there. Get things turned up. Then what you do is you got the piece that goes on top of the valve head. This piece goes on the spring. As you can see how it compresses, got an over center here that keeps it in position. You take the keepers out, loosen everything up, and there you go, just like that. Put her on the rack. Then I see these have got these little clips on also. So we'll take them off. Usually don't find them on these, but this one has it. Then before I pull the valves, I kind of see how tight they are. And boy, that one feels really good there. I'm pretty sure when they did the overhaul, they did valves and stuff. That was seating real good. You can see a nice seat. Looks like a lot of margin left on the outside edge yet. We will be cleaning them up. Okay, we'll do this one. That one is just virtually no slack in that at all. I like the way that one feels. Everything's coming out. This is an exhaust. This is on a number 3 cylinder too that I had the bad piston in. Looks like a little carbon buildup in there. Anyway, that's the way I do it. Let's finish taking this off. I'm just going to use my hammer and socket method just to get this thing done. Say, I always check and see if I got a lot of slack in them. Intakes are a little bit loose, but the exhausts are totally tight. We'll do some miking, see what the stem diameters are, stuff like that. Main concern what I'm doing now, I'm just getting this apart, cleaned up, take it to the machine shop. I'm gonna have to check the straightness of the head, maybe probably do a magnaflux on it too, and see if there's any cracks in her. Might as well do it all as long as it's apart. Then the guy knows when he's done.